Daniil Kvyat's F1 future received a heavy blow in Mexico, with Red Bull releasing the 23-year-old from Toro Rosso for the remaining Grands Prix. The Russian replaced indefinitely by rookie Brendan Hartley. Kvyat has had a nightmare 2 years in the sport, having been dropped from Red Bull Racing in mid-2016 to make way for Max Verstappen, who won on debut with the team in Spain last year. Kvyat was sent back to B-Team Toro Rosso, where he began his career in 2014, scoring a point for 10th place in Barcelona before a destructive run in Monaco, where he crashed into Kevin Magnussen twice in one lap. The Russian settled for the balance of 2016, but was only in the top 10 twice after that, in Great Britain and Singapore.
He's a super guy to work with. And yes, he had a little bit of a recovery period to go through. But he came back stronger after the summer break last year, had a bit of bad luck actually in the latter half of the season, but I think by the end of the season he was very close to where we knew he could be.
This year, in his 15 race starts, Kvyat made the top 10 just 3 times for just 5 points, leading Red Bull Motorsport consultant Dr. Helmut Marko to question his long-term viability. Kvyat could return for the 2018 season, however, Williams technical chief Paddy Lowe declaring him in the frame for its second seat alongside Lance Stroll. Fernando Alonso will continue his American odyssey in 2018, following on from his dedicated but failed attempt at the Indy 500 this year, with news he will contest the famed Daytona 24 Hours. The Spaniard will race for the Zak Brown-owned United Autosports team alongside McLaren Jr. Lando Norris and endurance racer Phil Hansen. The January event, considered one of the world's great endurance races, has been on Alonso's radar, with the 2-time F1 world champion keen to prove his credentials as a complete driver. It's understood that while the 36-year-old won't be returning to Indy next year, his new McLaren contract allows him to compete at Le Mans should an opportunity arise, the race another leg of the Triple Crown. Brazilian Felipe Massa has put his elbows out in the fight for a 2018 seat at Williams, rubbishing both Robert Kubica and Paul di Resta as its best options moving forward. It's understood a decision on the second seat, alongside Canadian Lance Stroll, will wait until after the final round in Abu Dhabi. But Massa has not wasted time slamming rumors Kubica is set to make his return after 6 years out, despite 2 tests with Renault and 2 with Williams, saying he's not up to the task. It's impossible for me to believe that he will not suffer with some of the races with this car that is a lot more difficult physically, Massa said. The 36-year-old also blasted reserve driver di Resta. I don't believe he's the right driver for the team to develop the car and show the results, he said. It's alleged that while Massa has been a consistent point scorer, Williams wants change, with the Brazilian only a stopgap solution following former driver Valtteri Bottas's 11th hour release to go to Mercedes. Renault has upped its commitment to its Formula One program by handing its title-winning Formula E entry to its alliance partner Nissan at the end of Season 4 in July 2018. Renault's EDAM squad has won all 3 teams' championships since the series began in 2014-15, and one driver's title care of Sebastian Buemi in 2015-16. But the brand now wants to focus its attention on becoming a top F1 team by 2020.
Our decisions are completely aligned with our ambition to become, within a short period of time, champion.
Renault repurchased the cash-strapped Lotus team at the end of 2015. Friday practice at a Grand Prix could soon be a thing of the past should the sports power brokers agree to reducing event days in a bid to fit more races on the calendar. Liberty Media are keen to increase the number of rounds on the calendar beyond the current maximum of 21 in the near future, but changes to the format could help to make that a reality. If we didn't have Friday running, we could do more races, because logistically it's better for the teams. But Friday running is important for the promoters and the broadcasters, said Formula One Motorsports Managing Director Ross Brawn. Liberty Media continues to shape the sport ahead of its next administrative milestone at the end of 2020, when the financial structure and engine regulations are able to be modified. And F1 Chairman and CEO Chase Carey is confident the sport can make progress with transparency and a focus on the bigger picture.
If everybody's better off, that's the place you should get to, And I think if we can, we have to do it in a way that people feel they've had a voice in it, they've had input, there's been transparency. It's not sort of, a game of trickery in the past, a sort of game playing. It's, there is an understanding.
TheInsideLine.com for everything Formula One.